Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Recently, there's been a white backlash against Luke Cage. For those who don't know, Luke Cage is a series on Netflix based on a comic book character, Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, an African American superhero. So apparently, people on Twitter are complaining about the cast being predominantly black. They're complaining about the show being political. They're complaining about the show discussing the issue of race. And they're asking, where are the white characters? So these people are shedding white tears. These people are whining and crying because this show doesn't have enough white people on it. When really that's not what it's about. Really, it's not about that at all. People don't like to see a strong black man. They don't like to see the strong image of the black man. So they lash out. They're so used to seeing a weak, effeminate black man image that they feel intimidated by this strong black man, a strong black man who stands up to the police, a strong black man who's making a statement about the killing of Trayvon Martin, a strong black series that's all about black culture, the black experience, that deals with the issues of racism and gentrification. They don't like that. They don't like to see that. And I find it ridiculous for white people to complain about the lack of white people being on a particular show for a couple of reasons. First of all, this show is based in Harlem, a predominantly black community that now is facing gentrification. But Harlem is historically known as a black community. If something is cast in a black community, obviously most of the people are going to be black in that film. If you have a film cast in Europe, for the most part, the cast is going to be white. If you have a film cast in China, the cast is going to be Chinese. So why are we acting like, why are these people acting like it's such a big deal that you have a predominantly black cast? For forever, we've had all these shows with all these white superheroes. Everything has been whitewashed. And I don't hear these people complaining about the lack of diversity within these other programs. Like for years, they had a series called Friends where all the friends were white. Every single person on the show was white. I didn't hear these same white people complaining about that, complaining about the lack of black characters on that show. I didn't see these people shedding white tears about that. I didn't see these people crying about Seinfeld having just an all-white cast with very few, if any, black people appearing on that program. I didn't hear these people shedding white tears and crying over that. I didn't hear these people complaining about all these shows with all these white superheroes with predominantly white casts. I didn't hear these people complaining. These people have a God complex. And they don't want anything to shake that perception. That perception that feeds into this lie of white supremacy. So a strong black character like this with a strong black cast, it undermines that myth of white supremacy. Because these people are so arrogant. Not only do they have their all-white cast all the time for, a very long time throughout history, have things been cast as white. Not only that, when something is not even white, these people turn it white. They make it white. They cast white people as different ethnicities. Like you had films about Egyptian gods and kings, and these white people cast those gods and kings as white people. They create the world in their image because these people have a God complex. They remake history in whiteness, and they have the nerve to complain about a single TV show on Netflix with a predominantly black cast. I recently read about how they're going to cast a white man to play Bruce Lee, an Asian man, a Chinese man. They're going to use a white man to do that. And this is not the first time. There's been some other Asian films where they have cast white people to play Asians. There have been films where they cast white people to play Native Americans. These people whitewash history. These people whitewash popular culture. And yet these people had a nerve to complain about a single program on Netflix that has a predominantly black cast. That's ridiculous to me. That makes zero sense to me. It's been long overdue that we have a black superhero, because for far too long, the only heroes that have gained prominence in popular culture have been white heroes. These people said the same thing about the Black Panther movie that's coming out, trying to equate the Black Panther superhero with the racist new Black Panther Party, when the two have absolutely nothing to do with each other. These people are complaining about the cast being predominantly black in that upcoming film. And I just find that to be absurd. The film is based in Africa. The hero is based in a mythical country in Africa. So obviously the characters are going to be black. But yet these people are shedding white tears over this. These same people that are crying about diversity in a black movie, these people aren't pushing for diversity in universities. These are the same people that are probably crying white tears over a few African Americans being admitted into colleges under an affirmative action plan. These people are full of it. These people need to shut the hell up. And I don't care about their white tears. And the next thing that I want to talk about dealing with Luke Cage is this controversy over the actual actor being married to a white woman. And, so I just want to deal with that for a second. Frankly, what I do when I watch movies or TV shows and stuff like that, I separate the actor from the actual role that the actor is playing. So I don't judge the work of art based on who is playing in that work of art. I don't judge a film based on the personal life of the actors or actresses. I just don't. I separate the two. So I judge the film or the uh, movie or TV show on its own merits in separation from the actors. So I would not take the position that I'm not going to watch Luke Cage because the actor happens to be married to a white woman. So that's my position on that. Now, if this brother was disrespectful towards black women, if he attacked black women, if he degraded black women, that would be a completely different matter. Then I could not support the series. However, I'm not aware of him making such statements. I'm not aware of him attacking black women, degrading black women, or any of that. I saw a brief interview with him on The Breakfast Club, and during that interview, he basically said that he doesn't have any preference. Um, and he basically said that it was all about love. And I don't know if that's completely true or not, but I'm not aware of this brother attacking black women or disrespecting black women. So I'm going to continue to watch the series and support the series. And if we were going to use that as a standard, if we were going to say, well, if someone's in an interracial relationship, if they're married to a white woman or married to a white man or dating someone that's white, if we were to use that standard in Hollywood, so many black people that are in these types of relationships that we wouldn't be able to watch anything on television or in the movies. In terms of how I feel about interracial relationships, as people know, I support black love. I think that black men and women should be together. That's my preference. That's what I promote. And frankly, it is disappointing to see another prominent black actor married to a white woman, because this is so common in Hollywood. You know, you have a lot of these dark-skinned black men married to white women and very light women. And, I don't think it's by accident. I think a lot of the brothers and sisters have been blinded by white supremacy. You know, a lot of people talk about how they just happen to fall in love with somebody of a different race. And there are probably situations like that. And I understand that if somebody just happens to fall in love with somebody of a different race, if that's the actual truth, then I understand that. But again, my preference is for black love. But too often, the reality is that a lot of black men and women have been programmed to idolize these white people. They have been programmed to view whiteness as the standard of beauty. They have been programmed to idolize these white women. And that's why a lot of these men end up with these white women, because they view them as a status symbol. They view it as them actually arriving, them actually accomplishing something. And they think that that goes along with the package. Just like when somebody gets rich, they want to buy a fancy car and they want to buy a big home. And in their minds, they see that white woman as a part of that package of success. In their twisted, messed up, brainwashed mind, that's how they think. So yeah, I mean, it is very disappointing to see so many of these black actors with these white women, because we're looking for heroes. We're looking for examples of black love, because rarely are these images of black love promoted. Most of the time when you see a black person, a black functional and happy couple on television, I mean, it's a rarity. Whenever you see some black person, a lot of times in a happy and productive relationship, too often on television, it's some kind of interracial relationship. Too often, that's the image that's promoted. So yeah, I mean, it's like, it is disappointing where you had this strong black character, and then in real life, that actor is with a white woman. And the same is true for the up and coming Birth of a Nation movie. Here you have an actor who's playing a strong, courageous black martyr who in real life is married to some white woman, whose whole film is being tarnished by these allegations of rape. That whole situation with Nate Parker just makes me think about how I just wish that somebody else put that movie out. I wish there was another director, another black director who did that film. So we wouldn't be dealing with all this controversy about some rape allegations. So we could focus on the message of the film, focus on the legacy of Nat Turner. So those are just some random thoughts about these issues. Tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.